The world of dark matters can show itself in many forms. Join me, your fearless host, Sam Roper, here to bring you countdowns of all different types of dark matters on our all-new series, Dark Matters Killer Countdown. Serial killers wear a mask, hiding their evil to those around them, until they get caught. Once exposed, serial murderers often relish in the fact that they are finally able to share their sadistic fantasies with the world. On our very first episode of Dark Matters Killer Countdowns, we will listen to the top 5 creepiest real audio confessions of some of the most evil serial killers ever apprehended. So sit back and try and relax. I will warn you, these audio clips are very disturbing. Listen at your own risk. Our first killer confession is from Israel Keyes. Keyes was an American killer arrested in Anchorage, Alaska, for killing 8 women that investigators know of over a decade-long time span. Keyes is most likely more in the range of 37 women murdered, even though 8 could only be confirmed. Sadly, before he could give up any more information, he committed suicide shortly after his capture. Here is Keyes explaining how he selected victims throughout his reign of terror. Keyes is known to be one of the most meticulous serial killers of all time.
Back when I was smart, I would do it. I would let them come to me. This remote area. Come go to a remote area that's not anywhere near where you live, but that other people go to as well. You might not get exactly what you're, there's not as much to choose from in a manner of speaking, but there's also no witnesses really, there's nobody else around, so.
We all know Ted Bundy, the suave, good-looking, all-American guy who just so happened to love murder, rape, and torture. From 74 to 78, Bundy killed at least 36 women. This is a clip of Bundy telling Detective Robert Keppel the location of George and Hawkins' severed head. I've actually read Detective Keppel's book about Bundy when he helped with the capture of Gary Ridgway, the Green River Killer. The reason Bundy is whispering to Keppel in this clip is because he is embarrassed for the guards to hear what he did, and he only wanted Detective Keppel to hear him.
Well, can you hear that? Okay. I just wrote, I just said that the Hawkins girl's head was severed and taken up the road about 25 to 50 yards and buried in a location about 10 yards west of the road on a rocky hillside. Did you hear that?
Jeffrey Dahmer killed 17 men and boys throughout 1978 to 1991. He would try to make them living zombies in order to have a permanent sex slave in his home. Once he got tired of them or his experiments didn't work, he would murder them, eat many of their body parts, his favorite being the heart. Many heads were found in Dahmer's freezer when he was arrested after a victim escaped. Dahmer is the only serial killer I've seen that I believe truly wanted to understand why he did what he did, and truly felt like he wanted to help science understand him. Here he is, explaining it all in his own words.
Of the old compulsions. I was branching out. That's when the cannibalism started, eating of the heart and the arm muscle. It was a way of making me feel that they were a part of me. At first it was just curiosity, and then it became compulsive. Then I tried to keep the person alive by inducing a zombie-like state. By injecting first a dilute acid solution into their brain or hot water, and it never did completely work.
Could someone like you be stopped? Could you be helped?
No, I was dead set on going with this compulsion. It was the only thing that gave me any satisfaction. To this day, I don't know what started it. And the person to blame is sitting right across from you. That's the only person. Not parents, not society, not pornography. I mean, those are just excuses. The night of the arrest, I have no memory of what happened during the 6 hours before the last victim ran out of the apartment. I heard a knock on the door, and the police were there with the last victim. They asked me where the key was to the handcuffs. My mind was in a haze. I sort of pointed to the bedroom, and that's where they found the pictures. And they yelled, "Cuff him." I was handcuffed, and it was just the realization that there was no point in trying to hide my actions anymore. The best route was to help the police identify all the victims and just make a complete confession.
If there's somebody out there that is watching this and hasn't done that, hasn't killed people, and wants to, and rages inside and struggles with that feeling, or is so sure they have it under control, they need to talk to somebody about it. Trust somebody enough to sit down and talk about something that isn't a crime. Thinking that way isn't a crime. Doing it isn't just a crime, it's a horrible thing. It doesn't know when to quit, and it can't be stopped easily once it starts.
Between 74 and 91, Dennis Rader, better known as BTK Killer, tortured and murdered 10 people, men, women, and children. BTK did not care. For him, it was all about the control. Here's a clip where we get just a very small glimpse through the window of his mind.
I got this fantasy. I started working out this fantasy in my mind, and once that person become a fantasy, I could just loop it over. I would lay in bed at night thinking about this person, the events, and how it's going to happen, and it became a real, almost like a picture show. You know, I wanted to go ahead and produce it, direct it, and go through with it, no matter what the costs were, the consequences. It was going to happen one way or another. Stalking stage is when you start learning more about your victims, potential victims. Went to the library, I looked up their names, address, cross-reference, and called them a couple of times. Drove by there whenever I could.
It contained what?
Plastic bags, rope, tape, knife, gun. All those would be the kids they'd be before I could have them in the house and together fun. Something that's, I use it, I actually think I'm maybe possessed with demons. I was dropping on my head when I was a kid. I've talked to some theological Christian people, and some of those people are really strong. They actually think, well, the Bible says that there's demons within you or can come into you. That's the only thing I can figure out. I have, something drove me to do this. Normal people just don't do this. You can't stop it. I can't can't stop it. It's just, it controls me. You know, it's like it's in the driver's seat.
Four murders from 1980 to 1982, 3 of which were followed by chilling, frantic 911 calls by the killer himself, Paul Michael Stephanie, also known as the Weepy Voice Killer. Here are those 911 calls.
Don't talk, just listen. I'm sorry what I did to Compton. I couldn't help it. Don't know why I had to stab her. I am so upset about it. I keep getting drunk every day and I can't believe I did a big dream. I can't think of being locked up. If I get locked up, I'll kill myself. I'd rather kill myself than get locked up. I'll just try not to kill anybody else.
Fire emergency.
Please don't talk, just listen. I'm sorry I killed that girl. I stabbed her 40 times. Kimberly Compton was the first one. Over safe. I don't know what's the matter with me. I'm sick. I'm gonna kill myself. I'm sick.
Where are you?
There's somebody died with a roast treat on it. It's me. I killed both of them. I'll never make it to heaven.
Calm down. Calm down.
You find me, I just stabbed somebody with an ice pick. I can't stop myself. I keep killing somebody. Yes, please, this is an emergency. Please send a spotter. Pierce Butler Road, Malmberg Manufacturing Company, machine shop. Please, there's an ambulance too. There's a girl hurt there.
Can you tell me what happened to her?
There's hurry. She's laying on the ground in the back by the railroad tracks, by the edge of. Hurry.
What's the address?
I don't know.
Who are you?
I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. Join me every Friday as we go over more disturbing lists. As always, thank you for listening. I'm your host, Sam Roper, and I'll see you next time on another episode of Dark Matters Killer Countdown. Do you have an idea for a killer countdown you'd like to hear? Message me on Facebook.com/darkmattersbelieve or email me at officialdarkmatters@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, and remember to always look behind you.